Hey. So, on my last video, I left off where a petty officer came into the classroom and like slammed his hand on the desk. But yeah, this is part 3 of my story time about how I enlisted into the Navy. So let's get into it. Oh my God, we're about to get into nitty gritty this time. I mean, we already have, but let's really get into it. Okay, so let's move on to the point where we actually went to our ships, where these buildings in boot camp. It's buildings that they call ships. Yeah, we were assigned a ship. Like I said, we had these things called sea bags where all our clothes, they were heavy as hell. Like when I tell you heavy, I mean fucking, like you had to you were walking like this, like hunched over, and mind you, we were in the fucking snow, like. And the thing is, they issued me glasses because really low key I can't see distance, so I had glasses on and shit. So the glasses will fog up because the thing in Chicago, all the gear they give you a face mask, and they're like glasses will fog up, and then they'll get mad at you if you like take off the glasses because you're supposed to wear the glasses. Like they were called BC glasses, birth control glasses, because nobody want to mess with a girl with glasses. I guess that was like the running joke on ships, like the actual ships. But yeah. Let's skip to that part. So yeah, it was a long ass walk to get to the ship. My first ship, and it's funny how I remember all the details because it was a ship that traumatized my ass. It was called Ship 3. I believe it was called the U.S. Hopper. The thing is, they had actual ship names, like the buildings, like the actual like ships. But I forgot I think it was the U.S. Hopper. Ship 3. Yeah. What they have you to do is we finally got to our beds. We were all so relieved to finally get the blankets, get our beds. The thing is, regarding like the clothes, because the thing is, the first few days that you are there, it is called P days. Is what it's called, processing days, meaning those are the days where for medical processing. And then this is the thing about the military, when you're actually in the military, you have to go through another medical processing. This is where they're going to take your blood again. What else do they do? They give you shots. They give you a lot of damn shots, but the one specifically I'm talking about is the one shot they're going to put in your booty. So there's a shot in your booty. They call it the peanut butter shot. What this shot does is actually stops your hormones. I didn't have a period the whole time I was there because of this shot, right? It shit hurts. The reason why it's called the peanut butter shot, because the mixture is so very thick. So when they tell you to bend over, what you have to do is bend over, and it's going to be a bunch of recruits. So all y'all about to have y'all ass out in front of everybody, right? A bunch of recruits, they tell you to bend over, put your elbow on the bed. It's like a hospital, like a mat or a bed, a hospital bed. And you all supposed to bend over like this, right? Pull your pants down on the right side with one hand. And put your I forgot what you did on your left hand. I don't know if both elbows were on the table or it was just one. But yeah. And they say 3, 2, 1, and shoot you in the butt with the thick ass mixture. Found out what the peanut butter shot does is, stop your hormones. So I didn't have a period. But what it's really supposed to do is make you stop being horny. Because the thing is, you have boys and girls around each other as recruits, right? And the thing is, a lot of these people, and this is for all branches, just want to might add this, but I'm going to specifically talk about the Navy, because a lot of people don't know this shit. There's a lot of women that get raped on these ships. So the reason why they were stressing so much in the boot camp about not touching each other and all that shit is because of that reason. I didn't find that out until later on, after the contract is already signed, So, little old 19-year-old me thinking I was, smart by signing my life away. But anyway, yes, and it would hurt like a bitch. You had to massage it, the mixture in your booty. Worst possible thing ever. It hurts to sit down. You're always whining. And you have the RDCs yelling at you. There was like 2 petty officers and the chief assigned to every division. So yeah, you have RDCs yelling at you and shit to move quicker. Your ass hurts, yo. And let me tell you about this though. In the processing days, you have what is called a PFA. That is a physical fitness assessment. I believe that is what it stands for. If not, someone from the military can correct me in the comments. Like I said, been out the military for years now, so I do not care about abbreviations or anything. Don't give a fuck. But yeah, it was called the PFA. So what the PFA is this basically this test to see if you're fit enough to be in the military. Like I said, in the military, it's all about tests and just making sure you're always on point at all times. For the country. So what the PFA is you do sit-ups, push-ups, then you run 12 laps. The thing about it is, it goes by your height and weight. Everything goes by your height and weight in the military, right? You have to run a certain amount. You have to do a certain amount of push-ups, do a certain amount of sit-ups, and do curl-ups. That's what they call it, curl-ups. They're curl-ups, not sit-ups. Do a certain amount of laps according to your height and weight so you can pass. It was definitely hard to meet that damn goal. We all worked our fucking ass off. The thing about the PFA, it is a scam. I'm gonna say that it is a scam. They put you in this gym that has dry heat, so you barely can breathe. You're running, and you barely can breathe. And they also give you these. The thing is, with our training gear, we had these sneakers that were too tight. They have them lace them up too damn tight on their feet. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know. And the thing is with the laps. I'm gonna talk about the laps because this is a fucking scam. They put this tracker on your ankle to obviously track how many laps you do. The thing is, that tracker is it's a lie. Okay, it's a lie. They tell you to do these 12 laps in a allotted time. I believe my height and weight it was like 12 laps in like 14 minutes, 45 seconds, right? That shit is hard to meet. I'll explain why. It's just like this big ass long, like basically like a track, but it was like inside the building. So it's like, basically like a regular basketball floor. It looked like a regular basketball place. So yeah, there's that. But the tracker, I'm gonna get back to the tracker because it's a scam. So, you know how you're supposed to do, I don't know if it's 12. Am I wrong? It probably, yeah, it's still 12. I believe it is 12. I might be wrong. But anyways, what the tracker does not do is actually track how many damn laps you did. You have to do one more lap additional to even get to the correct amount of laps. Because that fucking tracker was a damn scam. We were all mad. There was only a select few of us that did not make it. I did not pass, me included, did not pass the PFA, right? Because of that reason. I didn't find out until we, did the whole medical process. We actually went to the dentist. We went to the dentist that same day. That's where I got my wisdom teeth pulled. It was my first time having a surgery. So that was traumatizing in itself because I never been through that pressure. I never had these, and he put these long ass needles in my gums or whatever, and it hurt like a bitch whenever he numbed it. Like, it hurt, and it was a lot of pressure whenever he was taking my shit out. It's funny because the teeth didn't come down yet. They basically like forced my wisdom teeth to come down so they could rip them out. As a 19-year-old girl, I was thinking like how wrong this is, but I'm thinking like, wow, I'm under a contract. Wow. Another thing, make sure you read your contracts. I don't care what age you are. It don't matter. Read your contracts. It doesn't matter. Like, it does not matter. You need to read your contracts and know what the hell you're getting into. Okay, moving on. So, as you can imagine, I had, if you ever had your wisdom teeth pulled, you already know what it's about. I don't have to explain wisdom teeth. it was blood. You know what I mean? It was cushion, the cotton balls in your mouth. I don't have to go into details about that. But yeah, there was a time when I came back to the room, to our ship, because we all had we all had bunk beds. They called them racks. Called them racks in the military. The bathroom was called the head. It was called a head. What else? Yeah, the thing in the military that you have to have your bed a certain way, like your pillow zipper can't face the head of the bed. The blanket has to be at the foot of the bed. Has to be, you can look up how the military beds are supposed to be. But yeah, it had to have a crease on the corners. You have to like fold it over your hand to create like, it looks like a sailboat crease, like it's like a triangle. So you make it, basically the bed has to be very much clean cut. I came back to the room after getting my teeth done, and apparently I said some like funny shit. I remember talking to the petty officer. Everybody was laughing and shit. I don't know. I forgot what I said. It was funny as fuck. Everybody was laughing. But anyways, I remember waking up and Chief, what I forgot to tell you who she was. Chief Johnson. That was a bad bitch. All right. I don't want to say the first night we were there, like the second or third night of our P days, she beat us. Now, I'm going to get into the word beat, because I said that earlier, and I know it sounds a certain way. What beating is, if you do something wrong, or the RDCs feel like you do something wrong, because they literally pick on you for anything, because they're getting you ready, because it's boot camp. What happens is like, they make you do a series of exercises. Very hard exercises. Not hard exercises if you're strong. The thing is, they will make your ass tired on purpose. Like, say you tell me to do jumping jacks, right? Jumping jacks are easy to do. But if you do maybe like 100 of them, you're going to be tired, right? That's what I'm talking about. If you do curl-ups, you're going to do a lot of curl. If you do push-ups, you're going to do a lot of push-ups. The thing is, they would beat you. That's what called a beating is. They would beat you until you literally started crying. I've seen so many people get beat and started crying, was sweating, covered in sweat. This is me included. I'm snitching on myself. I was crying like a motherfucker. I'm not going to lie. That shit was traumatizing ass. Like, when you get beat, it's the worst. And if you fall, like, say if I'm doing push-ups, right, and my hand slips because I'm sweating, like, obviously, the RDCs are going to be over your ass like this, like, in your ear, like, you on the ground, right, and they in your ear close to you, yelling at you, get up, get the fuck up, get the fuck up, get up, you're failing. Like, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot. Like, if you get beat, it's a lot. Especially if you get an individual beating, it's the fucking worst. I got that about 3 times the whole time I was there. Individually. Definitely learned my lesson. But yeah, there was a time when she beat us, and then the next day, it was a PFA. We were so fucking sore after that beating. Like, it hurt. My chest hurt, everything hurt. Everything was hurting. My stomach was hurting because, she made us work on the abs. Because the thing is, with the push-ups, they can tell you when to go down and when to go up. So if they say down, you go down in push-up position. Your knees better not fall to the ground or you're starting the hell over back to 0. If you lose count while you're counting the push-ups, because yes, you have to sound off. You have to count the push-ups out loud. You have to count anything out loud. Sorry, I got distracted. My neighbors. But yeah, if you lose count or if you don't count out loud, guess what? Hoo-yah, 0. You're back at 0. Start again. Like, people don't understand how important this shit was. But yeah, so the next day after that, sorry, I had to go back to let you guys know what the fuck a beating was, because that shit was terrible. And Chief Johnson, she was not a bitch to play with. Play with it if you want to. Like, it was something terrible. But Yeah, so we got to PFA, and I remember waking up, getting yelled at, get told, Jackson, get the fuck out! You didn't make it, Jackson. You didn't make the cut, Jackson. And mind you, I had blood on my pillowcase, blood on my face, because I just woke up from like I said, wisdom teeth. I don't have to explain it. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. She was yelling at me, getting my shit the fuck out. She was kicking me out. She threw my shit off. She threw my bed sheets off. Like she was pissed. Because there was only like a select few of us out of that whole division. I forgot how many people was it, like 90 girl. Like I forgot how many people. It was a lot. It was I don't even want to go into the numbers. I can't even give estimates right now. But I remember somebody had to carry my seat back. It was one of I thought a person was gonna be my friend, but she turned out to be fake. When we got to a different division, I'm gonna go to that later. But I'm gonna go by last names because we're in the military. We never knew each other's first name. So the person that helped me out with last name was Wheeler. That was her last name. So they took us, since we lost the PFA in regarding just the labs though. They took us to this other. We went to a whole different ship. What the ship was actually ship. It was not ship 5. Ship 5 was separations. It was ship 4. See, ship 4 is the thing. Ship 4 is the most depressing ship to go to. Okay, you had to wait forever. The reason why you had to wait forever to even get your food, bruh, is because they have so many The thing is, what ship 4 has what's called RCU. That's Recruit Recovery Unit, like ICU, but for recruits. Those are where the injured recruits go to stay there for months. And I mean, when those recruits stayed there for months, I'm telling you, they stayed there for almost a year. Because the reason why, they give you a decision if you want to go home, if you want to go to RCU. So you can do their program where they, basically like a rehab, why can't I say that word? Rehabilitation. There. But that's where they take you. I mean, if you choose to go there, they won't automatically send you. It's literally your choice. I'm gonna get to that later because they asked me the same exact question. So I'm definitely gonna get to that later when I go through my full story of this whole experience. But yeah, so it's definitely the most literally what they have these recruits doing as a form of rehab as their program. They have these recruits that can't, the ones that can't walk, just sit in their fucking bed and heal. Give them ice packs, all that shit. These niggas was on crutches. I was scared seeing them. That was another sign for me. If I see niggas on crutches, no. And mind you, these people, those recruits, have been there for healing for years. A lot of them, some of them said 8 months. I said, nigga, 8 months. You saying I have to stay here longer than I have to be? Fuck, no. But what they took us with is it was in the same ship, but it was a different room. And what they called it was fit, meaning you were fit, you were still fit to, what is it called? Fit for duty. That's what it was called, fit for duty. FFD, meaning you're fit to be beat, you're fit to be, fit for training. That's what it really means, fit for training. But yeah, that's why when they would ask, are you fit for duty? That's what it means. Are you fit to everything? So we were in this room that they put us, we still had to do watch. And let me get into watch really quick. So what watch is basically, they train you to watch a ship, obviously, so your enemies don't attack and don't kill everybody in the whole entire United States. That's what they teach you because it's boot camp. All right. So what about watch? Fucking hated watch. You had to wake up at any time of night to do watch. If you're scheduled, from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m., even though you have to wake up at 5 or 6 anyways, bitch, you got to do watch. It don't matter. That's the sucky part about watch. It don't matter. Nobody care about your sleep, sis. Ain't nobody care like that. You're not even important at this point. But yeah, we had to be in fifth. I forgot how many days, but it was sucked for me because I was the girl that was had the wisdom teeth pulled and shit. So everybody was checking on me, seeing out if I was okay. I was always bleeding on my damn pillow and shit. You know, like it was a oh my god, it was a bad experience for me. Like, oh my gosh, like I remember, I remember waking up with blood and shit. Like, it was, we were all going through it at that point. We were all like, man, we're all like, nah, we about to, pass this PFA, because we all was determined at that point, because now we understood those trackers. You actually have to do an extra lap, but you have to make sure your ass is still in the time limit under that 14 fucking minute time frame. So now that we got what the game plan really was, and then we was really ready to, show us what we got. All right, so bump all that. Well, we actually, oh yeah, let me tell you just a little bit about the whole wisdom teeth thing. It fucking sucked, right? If you got your wisdom teeth pulled, you already know what I'm about to say. So like, I had to eat really, really soft foods, like peanut butter jelly sandwiches, bullshit like that. I always been, I'm a black girl. We eat. This was a time when I did eat meat and dairy. I don't now, so I don't care. But oh my god, like chewing would suck. Oh my god, I felt like I was swallowing my blood every time. I probably fucking was. Like, it was just a terrible experience. Like, getting your wisdom teeth. Like, who the fuck made wisdom teeth? So bothered. Anyway, when we did the PFA again, because yes, you had to do it again because you failed the first time. Yes, you have to do it again. They do give you a chance, which is a blessing for some. So yeah, we did it again. Passed it. We our scores weren't good, but we passed it enough like to stay. Because if you didn't pass the PFA that time, your ass is gone. Like, they want physical fit recruits. It's plain and simple. That's the training. So yeah, then we finally came to we finally got assigned to ship again with the actual division, because we finally passed. Oh, and I want to say something. I need to say something really quick. So there was some people that did purposely fail the PFA. All right. Because of the experience. They literally saw it. They were like, yeah, Jackson, because my last name's Jackson, I can't do this anymore. I was telling them, I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, they would tell me, like, we were like, yeah, we failed on purpose. We can't do this shit anymore. I'm going home. I said, what are you talking about? Because we were like, at this point, like I said, we were isolated from our family, so we thought we were friends, So that's why I was thinking of my friend, like, wait, what are you talking about? We doing this together, remember? Like, we sat on the plane, because I saw the guy that I was on the plane with, that he was such a gentleman. Like, I wish I could talk to him to this day. Oh my God, I'm pretty sure he lives in Oklahoma too. So if there was a way that I could talk to him, like, I'm talking about the most biggest gentleman, the biggest heart. Forgot what his name was though. Really did forget what his name was. But yeah, there was, guys from where I was from, my city, and from my state saying, yeah, we're going home. Like, we're over this. And I said, dude, you leaving before, a part of me now, knowing what I knew now, I would have been like, damn, nigga, I'm going with you. You know what I mean? Because, like, knowing what I know now, knowing all the shit that I went through, I understand why they wanted to leave. So I'm going to just throw it out there. Yes, some people did purposely fail the PFA because they didn't want to go through the bullshit, which I feel like that was God's sign for them at that time. God was giving me signs. I just didn't want to pay attention to them because I was in the mode of, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to have them pay for my college. That's all I literally cared about. Like I said, I'm a very dedicated person when it comes to goals and everything. So it was serious for me. So we got assigned to our new division, which means, yes, we had to do the sea bags again. Heavy ass sea bags, carrying it all the way to our ship. Took a long damn time. That's the thing. We were long ass walks with these damn sea bags in the snow, because it was fucking Chicago, in the Chicago cold weather. Oh my gosh, it sucked. Oh, never going back. In the winter, I mean. I'll go to Chicago in the summer, but in the winter, fuck y'all. Anyway, so we finally got to, the division. There was a bunch of girls, obviously. A bunch of girls in one room. The thing is, the PFA is really supposed to make and break your ass. Because the thing is, you can go from 90 girls in one room in a division, literally chop all the way down to 50 girls because of the PFA. That's how serious that shit was. You will go home if you can't pass. And whenever you do pass, like we did, we went to fit to our ship, you get signed to a different division. You don't go back to the division that you just came from because you couldn't pass with them. You have to be able to pass the PFA with them to be able to go back with your old division. You know what I mean? So yeah, we were in met completely different girls. When we got there, it was at night again. They had us leave it at night. We got there at night after walking and shit like that. Had snow on and everything. We were all fucking freezing. I still had my fucking wisdom teeth. I was fucking in pain. Had me, oh my gosh. Anyway, the military treat you like shit. I don't give a damn. Like, don't give a fuck about you. Even the whole little contract, it don't matter. They'll treat you any kind of way. So anyways, we got there. These bitches were arguing like females. That's how we knew, like, ugh, this is about to be, just like our own division. Like, because, I mean, you putting a bunch of girls in one room, all got to get along and shit. Like, there's going to be an argument. They were all arguing, talking shit to each other. We were trying to meet people, like, actually find out people's names. We could tell all these bitches have fucking attitude problems. Like, they were all yelling at each other. And we were all looking at each other and laughing, like, me and the recruits that were with me. Because, like, it was literally, like, it was like watching little kids fucking arguing. Like, they were arguing about dumb shit. Like, if you talked too much, they'll be like, shh. Or there was a lot of shh going around. There was a lot of be quiet. There was a lot of y'all need to show us respect. Because the thing is, when you're in a division, you're giving actual leadership roles. There's, if I can remember the names, there is RPOC. That's like the leader, that's the person that calls the commands at the RDC see as somebody that could be a leader, so they make them like call them the commands and everything. There's AROC, which is basically AROC is like the backup for RPOC. The AROC is the one that calls cadence. You hear all the military cadences. What cadences is like those songs you hear in the military whenever they're marching. That's what AROC does. They sing. There's MA. That means Master of Arms, meaning, the person that guards the weapons. There's the leadership roles you have, like there's they have you as like petty officers too. Like there's head PO, meaning, like I said, the bathroom is called a head in the Navy. So meaning what the PO stands for is petty officer, meaning you're the head, you're the person in charge of the bathroom. Meaning, if the bathroom is dirty, you're gonna get beat because the bathroom's not clean type shit. That's what I'm saying. When I tell you the bathroom had to be spotless, like they had us wiping walls. They had us cleaning the windows. We had to mop. We had to sweep. We had to clean our racks with disinfectant wipes. We had to wipe the mirrors. We had to clean the sinks, mop the bathroom floors. That shower better be, ooh, that's the thing. Y'all had to shower together. It don't matter. Y'all had the same parts. Y'all all gonna shower together. But you're not going to take a cute little shower like you do at home, baby girl. You're going to take about a 15-minute shower, babes. And you better get everything done in that 15-minute shower. So this is my strategy. All right, this is what I had to learn the hard way. To take a quick shower, soap yourself up all over. All right? When the water's on, because it is going to be cold. They do not have hot water for your bougie ass. It's going to be cold water. Yes. You got to take a 15-minute shower in cold water. Matter of fact, if you're smart, make it less than 15 minutes so the RDCs won't yell at you to get out of the shower. That's how you do it. You just, play the role, play the game. But yeah. Anyways, get in the shower, soap all up, turn on the shower. It should be already running, and rinse yourself off. That's it. Like, there's no, for real. That's literally the smartest way to do a shower in the time limit. Just soap yourself, rinse off, get the hell out. Because at this point, you'll be clean, right? Because you've got all the necessary parts to clean. So you'll be fine. Not a big deal. But it is a big deal, but it's not a big deal. Like, we missed our own shower. Like, everybody was so self-conscious around other girls. And I can tell a lot of girls, they were homophobic too. Because I mean, as you can imagine, yes, there were gay girls there. There's people in the military. People in the military. That's what people don't understand. Like people think that, and yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this rumor that, because I hear it all the time that gay people can't be in the military. Gay people can be in the military. I don't know who started that rumor to make people think that way. I believe it was something with like the 80s, whenever AIDS came out and people thought it was a gay disease, and said that gays can't give away blood and all that, but gays could be in the military. So I'm gonna just get rid of that rumor right now because that's fucking stupid. Yes, you do have to shower together as women. Yes, you do have to clean together as women. You have to get, I mean, you don't, okay, technically you have to get along because you just have to get along. Like, I don't know how else to explain it really. But yeah, so the thing is with the visual we came in, they were what you're considered, and when you're in P days, you're P babies is what people call them. Or whenever you just started your processing days, they call you baby div, maybe like meaning like baby division, like because you just started your shit. But yeah, so we showed up on their day before their PFA, before they went to their ship. So basically, since we already did that, what we had to do was go to like a building, like another ship with our stuff. While they did their PFA, we were just basically like chilling because they gave us this book. Like I said, military is about tests. They gave you a big ass book. Well, not a big book. It was like this manual that was this thick. You had to remember everything in that manual because you will be tested on it. It is about everything in the military, all the ranks, all that, everything in the military. You have to fucking pass that test, or you're gone. Like it's really no ifs, ands, buts about it, sweetie. It's either you do this or you're gone. Period. So. Yeah, so in regards to that, it's funny, I actually remember specifically, and it's funny because this was 3 years ago, but I still remember some shit. I remember one time we were taking turns, because the guy left us alone with a petty officer, that he was actually a really nice guy. Like, this is the thing, like, the RDCs, it was just a job, for them. Like, yes, they came off as an asshole, but like some of them were actually cool. Like some of them didn't go overboard with their job, didn't do too much. They were just like, look, just don't get on my fucking nerves, okay? Stay out of my way. That's really like, they're like, dude, because the thing is, when you understand, RDCs barely get fucking sleep. I had to find that out the hard way. They barely get sleep. You have 24 hours in a day. RDC schedules was 18 hours. They had to be around our ass. So you can just imagine how easy it was for them to yell and scream at us because of how sleep deprived they fucking were. How I would know, they were always, I would hear them talk about how they work 18 hours and, they always came to our ships and whatnot. We would always see them with red eyes and crust in their eyes. So like, I can just imagine how tired they were. So they definitely didn't want to deal with a bunch of bitches, really. A bunch of bitches screaming at each other and trying to train them and be better people for the military. They don't want to deal with that shit. Oh yeah, had to move. I want you guys to actually see me a little bit more. So this is the thing. The divisions you had, like they had these numbers. Like the division I came from that was in the wisdom teeth that I got kicked out from was called you had 129 and 130. Thing is, they have these two division halves. Because, it's just girls in one room and the boys in the other. Like, there's boys and girls in the actual division. But, like, they have to separate y'all because, duh, you can't sleep together. But we went to a division called 135. There was 135 and 136 in one room. And they argued, like, oh, my God. Like, they were bitches. So, like, they argued a lot. I hate drama. So, I'm just not. Well, me back then, I was, like I said, had very big anger issues. So, I'm definitely not the person I used to be. Me back then, I wanted to fight everybody type shit, I'm gonna get into that more because I had a really bad attitude like throughout the whole fucking process because I just need to be humbled, and I'm glad I was. So, met everybody. I basically already knew who was gonna be fake. I already knew who was gonna be a bitch. What they had was another position I didn't talk about was called Starboard Watch, meaning like the watches I'll tell you, like the times I'll tell you, the Starboard Watch makes those times. That person assigns the person that they want on the specific hours of watch. This is the person you do not want to piss off, all right? This is the person, and it sucks because for my division, she was a bitch. Like, she would get you beat by the chief on purpose. Like, she was a bitch. Like, if you didn't do something she said, there was times when I literally told her, like I said, I had anger issues back then. There was times when I literally told her, like, sis, we can take this out. Like, we can do this right now. Like, I wanted to fight her so bad. Because she just was talking a lot of shit because she knew she had the chief's wrap around her fucking finger. So he would never go against. I mean, which is funny because she would get beat a lot. Like, she got beat the most out of the whole division. Like, I swear she did. Like, every time I would look over, she was getting beat. Somebody said she was like trying to argue with somebody, like trying to, she just had a issue with rolling her eyes a lot. There was a lot of girls with fucking attitudes, including me. I'm calling myself out too. There was bitches there who had so much attitude. But all right, so moving on, let's talk about the uniforms. So for the uniforms, whenever they're issued to you, you do have to stamp them a certain way. What you're going to stamp them with is with your division number right under your last name. But the thing is, they have certain areas where you need to stamp it, like you stamp it on the tag, like on the clothes on the tag, stamp it on that. Like, it depends. Like, you have to stamp your socks to your underwear because, they have to identify that it's you, obviously, if you're going to be on the ship, and you have to do laundry, right? That's how I actually learned how to do laundry, was going to the military. We did laundry every fucking day. Mind you, it was 100 girls in one room, right? Literally 100. I'm not exaggerating. You had to do these bitches laundry every fucking day. It was so tiring. Like, it was so tiring. And the thing is, they never actually truly cleaned it. I want to talk about that. They have you put it in this bag, right? It's mesh. If you know what mesh fabric is, if you don't, Google it. But it was a mesh bag. You put your socks and underwear in that bag, and your bra. And mind you, obviously, the bra, the stuff they gave you was ugly as hell. So you basically look like prison clothes, because it was prison. So, and then that's how they washed it. And, the bag had to have your name. You had to be, everything had to be initialed. You had to be identified. So they never actually really cleaned your clothes, which I thought was fucking disgusting. Because I'm like, this is disgusting. But that's how I learned how to do laundry. There was a laundry PO too. That's, like I said, not everybody had a leadership position. This is the people who, the RDCs saw fit, or the RDCs who saw fit. What other things happened there? Like, it was just the regular stuff. Like, there was beatings. There was a lot of beatings. It was just, the reason why I got hurt is because there were so many beatings. Like, we got beat the fuck up. I'm not gonna sit here and hold you. We got beat the hell up. A lot. There was a lot of back and forth talking. Bitches couldn't get along. Bitches couldn't even shut up. Whenever the RDCs told us shut up, we got beat a fucking lot. The thing is, what they wanted to teach us was about being a team. If one person got beat, all y'all asses get beat. That's what they wanted to teach us. So, the times when, there would be one person, and the thing is, it's really embarrassing to get beat in front of everybody, because, like, it's embarrassing as fuck. Like, just being real. You don't want to get beat in front of, it's just embarrassing. Like, just make sure you don't do wrong shit. But it's, like, really hard for me to say that, considering RDCs literally look to pick on you because, like, they're training you for the military, so they don't have to be nice to you at all. At all. Like, they're going to be yelling, they're going to be cursing your face, they're going to be calling you names like you don't want to be called, but guess what? You signed a contract, so. I remember, let's talk about my trauma. Because, obviously, I could go on for days about what happened exactly. So, like, there's nothing really exciting that happened in the military. Like, you ate at certain times. They did tell you what you ate too, by the way. Like, if you're about to go through a physical fitness training, you're not going to eat anything heavy. They're going to tell you what the hell to eat. Like I said, you sign a contract. This is what happens when you sign a contract. People tell you what the hell to do. I remember one time specifically, there was one time I did get beat by myself. It was the first time I got beat by myself, right? It was a time when you first enter the building, you're supposed to report in, look at the flag, and then, report in. You have these two people there, which are recruits, that, they have to address the person properly when they come through the door. Meaning you have to know their ranks. You have to know their chevrons on their shoulder boards. You better know their fucking ranks. You better know if they're a petty officer. You better know if they're a senior chief. You better know if they're an officer. You better be able to tell the fucking difference. You better be able to tell the fucking difference. Or guess what? You're going to get beat in front of everybody. Like, you're going to get beat in front of, and I guess it's going to be embarrassing. There was one time I got beat because I didn't report in correctly when I went to a petty officer's place. Because the thing is, what they have you do, the two people that they have is like the one person that actually just stands watch, like that reports in whenever somebody comes through the door. That's, you know, whenever somebody comes to the door, you have to like remove from your spot, like step down. Report. I forgot how they do it. They're like, you know, the person will be coming in from like could be like another recruit, and they'll be like division something reporting or something like that. Division 135 reporting. They'll be like report, and then you have the other person that is called a rover. What the rover does is the person that actually moves. Just like in Watch, whenever you're in your own room, the rover still has to like walk around. There has to be a person that stands watch, and there has to be a person that roves. So what the rover does is like go to I forgot what we did. We had this clipboard. We carried around this clipboard. We had a gun. We had like an actual fucking gun on our side, right? We always had a gun. That's what one thing was scary about it, because like I don't like guns. Well, I mean, I used to not like. Oh, I still don't like guns, but like I'm happy I know how to shoot a gun now, because that's, you know, I mean, I'm a black woman, had to protect herself. Anyway, yeah. But anyways, what we would have to do, you would have to go with this clipboard, go to each room, each division's room, right? Ask the person standing watch what the temperature was, but you have to do it silently. Like you have to, like there's sign language, like, you know, stuff like this, like 6, 7, 8, you know, like they will have to tell you like I don't know why they wanted you to tell the degrees. I don't get that part. I didn't get that about the military. But you just had a report, and then the thing is to actually get it signed off, because you had to get it initialed by actual petty officer chief, whoever was in the room. Because the thing is, there was a lobby where you had a senior chief's office, and I forgot who else was in the office. I believe it was another. Yeah, it was 2 senior chiefs, one on this side, one on this each. Those are different rooms. And you better make sure you address them properly. Like you have to sound off, say attention on deck, like really loud, to get everybody's attention. Everybody shut the hell up. That's when everybody's supposed to shut the fuck up, stand at attention, and, you know, wait till you report. And then the senior chief says, you know, as you were, or, you know, very well, or, you know, whatever they say to make you, you know, calm down. But yeah, one time I did not report in to get my clipboard initials. Every rover had to do it, so there was like a line of us waiting. I got beat. Once I tell you I got beat, I was already sore from the previous beatings. That's why I didn't do good on this beating at all. Couldn't finish the exercises. They were in my ear. I was crying, and I remember one time, and I remember it being the worst thing ever. Because the thing is, like I was saying, in my division, bitches, there were a lot of bitches, like, including me. Like we all had attitude issues, you know what I mean? Because like I said, we all came like young as fuck. There was a lot of us like they were in our 20s. We're all coming from like different states, different backgrounds, you know, never met each other, so we didn't owe each other shit. That's how we felt, you know what I mean? Like we didn't owe each other fucking kindness. We didn't feel like we didn't owe each other shit. But neglecting the fact that this is the military, you have to get along with each other regardless. But anyway, yeah, I remember getting laughed at by my division, by the RDCs. It was so mortifying. It was more. I remember the girl I was standing watch with. She was the biggest sweetheart. She kept asking me. She was like, "Are you okay?" Whenever she saw me crying, and I was like, I forgot what I said. I don't know if I said no or yes. Like I was in pain. I'm not gonna lie, I was in pain. Like and I'm gonna talk about that, like the pain I was in. I was literally in pain from my ankles to my hips. They were running us ragged, okay? There was people that were sore. People were taking pills. When I tell you popping pills like it was fucking candy, especially me. I'm gonna say this again, especially me. There was this girl that I used to like. I was cool with. Like we actually grew a bond because we were the realest bitches there, and I will say that shit to this day. Her last name was Creighton. I'm so glad I remember her last name. She helped me through a lot spiritually. Oh my gosh, I'm about to cry. I don't want to cry. I don't want to get emotional, but she helped me through a lot because um I was going through a lot. We're like the thing is like we couldn't see our families. This is the thing is I was always sheltered growing up, so I was never away from my family. Like, there was never a time when I was away from my family. I would live with my family like this, and going from that to a whole different state, we were away from our families. We were talking about because the thing is, the good thing about Sundays, that's what the holidays like. That's what is it called? The holidays day. I forgot what they call it. Holiday special or something like that. That's where you write letters to your family, clean your racks, your beds, like the inside. You have to disinfect everything, like open up because they have a place where you open up. That's where you actually put your clothes in. You have to fold it in a certain area in your racks. It has to be in the order that they tell you to, because that's how you're gonna do it when you get to your rack on your ship, the actual ship. So, but yeah, and you also have the choice to go to church. You know, I'm gonna get emotional again because I'm telling you, God was on my side. Like their church, the thing is, they had different church for everybody. You know, like there was Christian church. There was there was like there's a lot of different religions that they had, which I love because you know obviously we needed it. But I went to the gospel church, so you know, hey, black people, hey, I went to the gospel church, right? Oh, when I tell you, it lifted my spirit. Like if it wasn't for church, I wouldn't have got through that shit. Like I'm telling you, going to church every Sunday, there was monumental. Like, and I remember the first time I actually got to have a phone call to my family. I actually got to hear the voice. I cried. I cried so hard. Like, I talked to my mom and sister. I talked to my recruiter. I was crying so hard. Like I was like, this shit is so hard. Like I was in pain. The reason why I brought her name up, Creighton, is because we were both in pain together. I'm talking about weeks later. Like I'm going through the weeks right now. Um, we were both in pain. Like her, I forgot her like her left or right leg was in pain. My both my legs were in pain though. That's the thing about me. I had a way more severe. Like hers, like she was like limping really bad, like really bad. I remember we literally had to go to the doctor together. I remember, and it's something I'm gonna get into. I was in and out of the doctor. I was always getting prescription refills. I remember one specific time I was still in pain. I couldn't even stand up. I'm about to get emotional. I couldn't even stand up. And I remember begging the doctor specifically if she could up my dosage on my pills. And that's the scariest part when you get dependent on drugs you never even took before. Like I didn't know, like it was I forgot what it was. It was like ibuprofen, but it was like they had us on other shit too. You know what I mean? Like it was different. Like they had us on I forgot what pills. Like we had a lot of shots. We had a lot of pills and shit like that. A lot of us were in pain, like taking these pills, like because we were in pain. That's what people don't understand. Like people would think like if you would have saw us, you would have saw these fucking recruits limping around, all of us on these fucking pills, taking pills, popping pills like it's fucking candy, yo. Going to the pharmacy, going to medical, had to make medical appointments and shit. Like it was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, like, it was crazy. I'm not gonna hold you, but in the end, like it's crazy because I just can't even believe that I put myself through that. I'm not gonna like to this day at 22 years old, I can't believe my 19-year-old self was so dedicated to her goals. She was willing to do anything just to achieve them. Whereas shoving pills down her throat, like this is the thing. my body got immune to them, so I got, I got dependent on it. I hate even saying this right now, to ever say that I ever got dependent on a drug is just, especially pills. It was really bad. But yeah, no matter how many pills I took, my body started to get used to it, so it started to get harder and harder and harder for me to push through. Like I was in pain, like I said. Well, I mean, we were all were. A lot of people refused to go to medical because they were like, well, I don't want to get separated. Like they kept saying that. And nobody wanted to go to SEPs. That's what they called it in the military, is SEPs. You don't say separations, you just say SEPs, which was ship 5. Nobody wanted to go to ship 5. That's when you know you're going to get separated. So I just remember being in and out of the clinic always. It hurt to walk. It hurt to do anything. What I want to say, I'm gonna talk shit right now because this is some real shit. The doctors they'll take you to this place called Smart, where you get a cast, you could get physical, like what's it called, physical therapy. The doctor at Smart was dumb as shit. I want to put that out there specifically. The doctor at Smart was dumb as shit. Diagnosed me with posterioritis. Nobody even heard of that shit, right? Meaning like the posterior bones or whatever were fucked up of my legs, which obviously I knew that, but and a lot of time, like I said, I was in and out of a clinic. There was one time they had to take me to an actual hospital. Yes, I went to an actual hospital in the military because I was that much in fucking play. I was fucked up. You know what happened there? Oh man, I was so scared. Like I was like, damn, I'm really in an actual hospital. Like the thing is, we don't understand is I never had surgery. I never had nothing wrong with me, right? So to go from a girl like who never was in pain to like girl physically active, who loved life, who loved sports, and to go from that to go to a hospital like in pain, not being able to walk, that was traumatizing for me. At 19 years old, like I still can't believe I did it. Like I'm a strong bitch. Like like I still to this day I'm like, how did you do that? Like Pika, how did you let that shit happen? Honestly, like how did you let that shit happen? Like me now, 22, I would never let nobody treat me like that ever. I learned my lesson. Anyways, don't sign a contract. If you do, read it. Get a lawyer. But anyways, I forgot what he gave me. He injected me with something. It was called. They had to do this radio. Yeah, I remember I went under a CAT scan for the first time in my fucking life. There was this I forgot what he said. He put something. It was injected into me. That's all I remember. It was a liquid that was injected into me. And then later on, I went to the clinic that day, and tell me why I threw up. I literally threw up. I was like, what the fuck does this nigga inject me with? Because you have to think, like I said, I've never been through this shit. Like I don't get injected with shit. You know, the only thing I've ever been injected with was my flu shots and shit. Like, shit like the shots they require in school. That's the only shit I've ever been through. That's why I'm like, what the fuck this nigga inject me with? And I remember one time I was throwing up, like in the clinic, right? When they put me from the hospital back to the clinic. That there was this girl, like the recruit in the bathroom. She was like, are you okay? Like she whispered from the other stall because we didn't know if like a chief or a petty officer was in there. We didn't want to get beat or shit like that. The thing is, I was LLD. What LLD is, like there was FFD, fit for full duty. That's what that stands for. Like you're fit to be beat, fit to be running, and all that PFA. LLD is limited light duty, meaning they can't beat you. You can't do a lot of stuff. SIQ is sick in quarters. When I had my wisdom teeth out, I was sick in quarters. So SIQ means you actually got to stay in bed, which was, it was a blessing. Everybody wanted to be SIQ. Everybody literally, I remember people literally were making up shit to be SIQ for like a day or two because we really wanted sleep that bad. We barely got fucking sleep. We literally got beat all the time. We just want to fucking break. Like I remember niggas was lying, going to medical, making up shit just to get a SIQ chit. What they called a paper, like a doctor note, was called a chit. Like if you say it's like a boot day because they told you like what kind of like shoes to wear on a certain day. Like one day you could wear boots, one day you could wear shoes. what a lot of people would get so they don't have to wear the boots. Because the thing is, those boots fucking hurt. Those boots that they gave us were not even our size. The uniforms they gave us wasn't even our size. What you actually have to do whenever you get your shit issued after you graduate and shit, you basically have to pay out of pocket yourself to get the shit tailored. Yeah, bullshit, right? I know. It's supposed to be the military. It's supposed to take care of you. I know. Me too. Thought so too. Yeah, we all think things. Anyway. No, I'm not bitter. I'm already past this 3 years ago. I don't care. Just don't. I already moved on in my life. So, but yeah, definitely remember throwing up that day and somebody checking on me, and time went on after that. Like I said, stuff happened since then. There was a girl, I remember specifically knowing her because she was accused of sexual harassment. And the sad part is like she kept getting lied on, and that's the sad part. Like, people kept lying on this girl too. Like, I believe it was jealousy, because like she just kept, like, she was the nicest girl. She really didn't bother anybody, but people kept. And then it's sad because like they make you fight for a case. Like, you have to get a lawyer and everything whenever you're accused of shit to prove you're innocent. And sucks because like the RDCs would make fun of her, saying, "Oh, hope she's not sexually harassing." I remember one night the chief and petty officers came in, told her to get her shit and get the fuck out. Like, "Oh, you sexual harassing ass!" Like, and the sad part is, again, the girl lied on her. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that was happening there. That's why I'm like giving out these secrets now, because I'm like, there was just a lot of shady shit. That's all I'm trying to say. Really, at the end of the day, there was a lot of shady shit. A lot of bitches talking shit. A lot of bitches doing like a lot of illegal shit. That was like not even your own contract type shit. And that's why I'm saying it now, because to me the shit is important. I remember before I got kicked out of my division, this is what happened. I went to the doctor. What it was going to be a checkup. I actually lied. I was really, well, no, it wasn't a lie. I told her I was going to get a prescription refill, because they had this leader position called yeoman. What a yeoman is a person you like, basically like the RDC's fucking pet. Like, there's a teacher's pet, there's a yeoman. Like, anything the chief needed done, they'd be like, "Yeoman!" Like, they always yell, "Yeoman!" You always hear that. "Yeoman!" Like, they'll never call you by your name. "Yeoman!" Because, when you get a leader position, that's basically your new name. Because you go from female to, when you actually get your name tagged, they all actually call you by your last name, to if you get a leader position, that's what your name is then. So, yeah. But yeah, I don't know why people wanted to be a yeoman. Even the yeomans were like, "Oh, this shit fucking sucks. Y'all can have the position. I don't want it." That's a sad part, is like when you're appointed in a position you don't fucking want, but the chief sees you as fit for it. Like, your boss gives you promotion that you don't fucking want. Basically, that's how it was. Like, I didn't apply for this type shit. That's how it was. This wasn't in my job description. That type shit. So, I remember, the thing is with LLD and being fit for full duty and being FIQ, there is a certain amount of days for it. And basically, all the RDCs hate when you're not fit for full duty, because they can't do shit with you, basically. Like, you're just a broke ass recruit. That's what they say to you. If you're hurt, you're broken. They call you a broke ass recruit. They'll make fun of you, all that shit. Even when they know you're in pain, and they were technically the people who put you in pain, because they beat you to death every single day just to, you know what I mean? Like, because of the training. And then, mind you, on top of the beating you get, they'll make you do PT. PT stands for physical training, meaning you have to do regular exercises, like without the pressure, like somebody yelling at you, just like doing the regular exercises as a team, as a division. But yeah, so you're doing that after getting beat severely. Like, you gotta do PT. After do that, you better be studying for the test. After that, if you better not do anything that'll piss anybody off. But I remember I went there, and I was supposed to go just to get a prescription refill, but I forgot what I actually did. I remember I went to the smart doctor. That's what I did. I wasn't supposed to. I snuck around. I was in pain, y'all. I was in pain. Like, I didn't want him to make me LLD because the thing is, it shows on your paper because you have to carry that paper in the left side of your pocket. I'm sorry, in your left pocket. And I showed it to a young man, and she was a bitch. You know what I mean? Because they were like they had like clicks in there, shit like that. I don't do clicks. That shit's childish. But she was a bitch too. She was like, ugh. She was like, she looked like a bird. She was tall, bird looking like. So I understand why she was mad at the beautiful black queen standing in front of her. But anyways, but yeah, I remember she was like, yeah, but you were supposed to only fill your prescription, and then her chief had to sign, and he was like, I don't give a shit as long as she's good to graduate. The thing is, I found out later on, mind you, this was later on, that people knew I was going to get kicked out before I knew it. That just made me feel very low. Um, they were laughing at me and talking about me behind my back and shit, throwing out subliminal messages and shit like, "Huh, see you when we graduate." I forgot what the RPOC said. He was not an asshole, but like he was like, it's funny because like, there was like cute guys there. Obviously, there was gonna be some cute guys. So like the girls were trying to throw themselves at him, like trying to flirt. Obviously, we couldn't touch each other. That was a big thing. Like we could not touch each other. Everything had to be shoulder width apart. Oh, sorry, not shoulder width, arm length apart. Like we could not touch each other. Like, does it matter at all? Um, but yeah, everybody was like, and I think he had like a girlfriend. Yeah, he did have a girlfriend, but everybody was like still flirting with him, which I thought was so funny. I'm like, he do not want you. Like, y'all don't even look the part. But like, I actually looked the part, but I'm not on his dick though. But yeah, I remember he said that to me though. He said it not in an assholey way, but because he knew, like he knew I was gonna get kicked out, but I didn't know until something happened. Like the last time I went to the classroom, because the thing is, we would go to a classroom, when we're test taking or we were learning about something new. Because we had like a chart where they had to mark it off and put a stamp on it, so they marked it off for us. And then I forgot who I got in an argument with. I believe it was Starboard Watch because she was a bitch. She was definitely a bitch. Hopefully, if I ever become famous, hopefully she sees this because you were really a mean person for literally no reason. But I wish you the best, baby girl. Glad you graduated, babes. Anyway, but yeah, she was a bitch. I forgot we got in an argument about something because she was just always talking shit, like always putting somebody down, of course, miserable. And Chief said something like, he said something like, "Oh, are you actually gonna pass?" Or something like that. Everybody looked at each other. That's how I found out. So it did not surprise me by that very fucking next day. He told me to leave. I got my shit, said goodbye to like two people, the only two girls that actually treated me like something. They actually wanted to help me out. It's funny because the whole division act like they was my friend. Well, not the whole division. Like there was a lot of bitches. Like I said, I had a lot of anger too. There was a lot of times when I was really about to really square up with these hoes because they was talking shit to me and thought they could get away with the type shit because we was in the military. I was like, bitch, I'll run it with you whether or not we in the military or not, baby girl. You don't know who Pika Jackson is. Like I don't even fight at home. But I'll fight you because we in another state. We don't know each other, so I ain't got shit to lose. What's up? Like I was a 19-year-old girl, hothead. Like I did not give a fuck. I did not care. But I remember him telling me to leave, and he made it clear. He was like, you're not a bad recruit. Because the thing is, I could tell he actually did genuinely like me. Like, he was not a bad person at all. Like, you could tell. Like, this is the thing. RDCs are still humans at the end of the day. They're not their jobs. Some of them did take their jobs way too seriously. Like, beat recruits extra hard and did all this extra shit. And it's like, dude, it's just a job, babe. Like, but then again, like I said, they worked 18 hours of the day and you only have 24 hours of the day. You can imagine how sleep deprived these fucking people were as to why they were so fucking angry and why the job came so easy to them. The yelling and the cussing, because when you are sleep deprived, you're already fucking angry. So if you have to deal with a bunch of like 90 girls in one room, all these bitches, all the fucking cackling and the bitches screaming at each other and making fun of each other, you're gonna be probably cursing, yelling too. Because I don't want to hear bitches scream and cuss at each other all day. That's not what I came here for. That's how I would be if I was an RDC. I'd be like, nigga, this is not worth the check. Not worth it. Because the thing is, what people don't understand about the military, you don't get paid as much as you think. You know, the pay's still good. Like, I remember, having the Navy Federal card and getting like 1,000 every 2 weeks. So, like, the pay was okay. Like, it was good. You know what I mean? Like, I was eating. You feel me? The thing is, in boot camp, everything is free anyway. So you really just stacking up money at that point. Like, for real. You just stack it, really. But yeah, I got my stuff, crying like a baby. The thing is, whenever you go to these ships, if you like get held back, what they call I forgot what they call it when you get held back, but you have to call someone, like letting them know, like you have to call your recruiter to let them know that you got held back. So I called my recruiter and I was crying like a baby. I was like, oh, I had to, be held back again. And they were like, and then the recruiter was like, yeah, you can do this. Try to encourage me. But I was, in my head, I was like, oh, this is a lot. Like, I'm really sore. Like, you don't understand. Like, I'm on all these drugs. I'm begging doctors to up my dosage. Like, I'm going to hospitals, throwing up, having shit injected into me, having to go through a CAT scan. I never went through a CAT scan in my whole fucking entire life, yo. That's what you don't understand. Like, I was going through a fucking lot, but I understand he was trying to really encourage me, type shit. So I'm not bitter about it. Um, but I remember getting my stuff, and I remember Chief, we had to hygiene, that's what they call, like, you brush your teeth, or no, you showering, they call it hygiening. Like, you can change out of your clothes, your day clothes, and go to your night clothes. He was like, well, I don't want you to hygiene with a bunch of new fucking females. That right there showed me, like, he did care. This is the thing. People show love in different ways, y'all. His way was basically like tough love. So that I knew that was his way of saying I love you. You know, like, I don't want you to be hygiening around these new females. I was like, oh, like, a part of me in my head was like, oh, that's so sweet. And everybody else, like, behind him, like, they didn't see it because you couldn't smile. You had to hold your military bearing. So, but they all was looking at him like, oh, like, because, it's like love. Because, like, the thing is, you don't understand, like, we spend, like, months together, So it's like, eventually you grow some type of connection. Like, it was a bond. And, a lot of these RDCs were parents. So they were like, they were good people at the end of the day. It was just a job. It was just a job. They're waiting on their orders. The thing is, when you become an RDC, it's because you're waiting on your orders. Like, just be real. No, I mean, there's some people probably volunteer to be an RDC, but you're mostly just waiting on your military orders. That's the sucky part about waiting on military orders. They have to occupy you to do something else, because, like, you have to be working to do some shit. So some of them are sent to be RDCs, sometimes voluntarily, sometimes involuntarily. So that's probably why a lot of them have fucking attitudes. But I packed my shit, said my goodbyes to the people who actually gave a fuck about me out of all the girls or bitches. I packed my shit and I left. And I went to another ship. And a part of me already knew that the last ship that I went to, my third ship, basically, because I went from ship 3 to ship, I forgot what, I think it was ship, yeah, it was ship 11. That's what it was, ship 11, Division 135. Ship 11. Then I went to ship 12 with Division 145 and 146. They were baby div, which means that they were like a week. Yeah, they were like a week or so behind us, I believe. The thing is, I was almost at the end. Is what people don't understand. Like, I was almost at the end. Like, at the end, you just have the final PFA. They make you PFA again, yes. And then they do this thing where it's called battle stations. You basically apply everything you learned in the military and apply it at that one fucking night. You start battle stations at like 4 a.m. or whatever. The thing is, right before that is called Hell Week. Hell Week is where you learn how to firefight. You learn how to, they go to, you do swim classes, stuff like that. That's hell week, where you basically wake up at like 4:30 in the morning every day and complete all these fucking tasks. It's a long fucking day. You don't understand. Like, we were up 4:30 a.m. to 10:30 at night. All right, bitches was tired. So when I was saying you had to lie just to get sleep, that's why niggas was lying, going to the doctor just to get a paper of a doctor signing off saying that they could sleep, or not so saying they could sleep, but the SIQ, meaning second quarters, meaning you can sleep, because the chief can't, like, the RDCs can't beat you because your SIQ, like, it'll be illegal, is what I'm saying. But yeah, I remember going to my last ship 12, which was right across from ship 11, so I wasn't like, you know, nothing like that. And that was my last stop. I just didn't know that.